So you know very well the structural and functional unit of living organisms. Can you tell me the structural and functional unit of living organisms? Cell. You know very well. And even we have discussed what do we call a group of cells. A group of cells which are organized to perform a specific function, even we can call as tissue. This we know very well. Today, we will discuss the entire structure of the cell, the basic structure. We cannot, because it needs many classes now to explain each and every part, but the fundamental information, basic information we are going to learn today. Now let me know the study of cell. Already we have discussed this. The study of cell is known as cytology. Very good. And at the same time, study of tissue, histology. No doubt. Okay, it is not relevant now, but we'll go for this. As you know, the very important, whenever you think about this cell, want to be some boundary, and there something we can call genetic material and cytoplasm. These are the basic components of a cell. Even nucleus we can include. As you know that entire structure of nucleus we cannot find in a particular type of cells. What do we call them? This we have discussed. Listen again. I'm telling again. A cell without a proper nucleus, without a definite nucleus, what do you call? Prokaryote. So if I say nucleus is present in all the cells, is it a correct statement? Hmm. Okay, it is not correct statement, right? Because nucleus is absent. Nucleus, when do you say? When the genetic material is covered with a double layered membrane, which we call nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane, then we can consider that as nucleus. Otherwise, we can use another term, nucleon, the naked genetic material. So, when you come to the basic fundamental parts of the cell, then we have to go for a boundary. We can consider plasma membrane. The next, okay, I'll draw it. Then you also try. Um, First of all, there must be a boundary, right? And now this boundary, I'm calling this as plasma membrane. It is also called plasma lemma also. Plasma lemma. Even I can write plasma lemma. Even we can call it cell membrane. But plasma membrane or plasma lemma is opt. Correct. The cell membrane, when you use this term, it refers that it is present only around the cell. But this kind of membrane, even you can find over the nucleus, you can find over the mitochondria, you can find over lysosomes, like this. Many subcellular structures also having the membrane. Not all, they are having same kind of membrane. So instead of telling cell membrane, but as a tradition, we may say plasma membrane or plasma lemma or cell membrane. Instead of using cell membrane, this is the correct term. Now coming to plasma membrane, it is made of proteins and lipids. Proteins and lipids. If you consider our RBC, red blood cells or erythrocytes, there you can find 52% of proteins, 52 in RBC. So plasma membrane of just analysis. The plasma membrane of RBC, you can find 52% of proteins and 40% of lipids, kind of fats, and remaining 80% other components, maybe carbohydrates or something. You can consider carbohydrates. So major we can say proteins and lipids. Right? Note of this. Okay, finally it is a boundary. Boundary. Right. It is a boundary, not in a hull. If you consider an animal cell, it is called boundary. If you consider plant cell, over this another structure is present which we call cell wall. Cell wall. So another tough structure, hard structure is present over the plasma membrane in the plant cell which we call cell wall. So just I have taken an animal cell now. Okay. Then you can find some jelly, semi-fluid. Semi-fluid means like gel. You might have played with the slime, like that, which we call cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. Then in cytoplasm, it is the major place where various biochemical reactions keep happening. So, be able to listen my voice clearly? Oh, fine, fine. Now cytoplasm, right? We'll discuss what is present in the cytoplasm. It's a matrix of matrix means a shell-like, or we can say the semi-fluid matter present inside the plasma membrane is called cytoplasm. And when you consider the entire cell, the major component, very, very important part, I think you know that. What is it? Generally, not prokaryotic cell. If you consider eukaryotic cell, which can control entire cell, I hope you know the brain of the cell, nucleus. No doubt. Your nucleus, just you make a double layered membrane around the nucleus. Right? This is nucleus. Inside the nucleus, you can find genetic material. Because of this genetic material, it is capable of controlling entire cell. So this is what nucleus. Right. Right. This is very, very important part of the cell as it can control entire cellular activities. Now you can easily confirm the location of cytoplasm, which is present in between plasma membrane and nucleus. So nucleus, inside the nucleus, another fluid is present, which we call nucleoplasm. Note down. The fluid present in the nucleus is called nucleoplasm. Plasm is nothing but fluid, right? Nucleoplasm. Yeah. Now we'll get another term here, organelle. Organelle. Here, in the cytoplasm, you can find various microscopic structures with a definite shape and a definite function, which we call organelles. So we can say that cytoplasmic structures, in some books you might have seen as protoplasmic structures. We can use actually cytoplasm, protoplasm. When you include nucleus, I mean nucleus and cytoplasm together, we can use a term protoplasm. Protoplasm. Just note down protoplasm equal to cytoplasm plus nucleus. Because now we are going to discuss about some of the structures which are present in the cytoplasm with a definite shape and function, which we call organelles. Note down definition for organelles. The microscopic structures are the microscopic cytoplasmic structures. Microscopic cytoplasmic structures with a definite shape and function. With a definite shape and function are called organelles. Just in write in brief. Later you can watch video on the recorded video. Then you can write. Okay, you come to know what do you mean by organelles. So different types of organelles we are going to see now. So here these organelles can be classified based on the membranes around them. For example, I'll show you one picture. Imagine this is an organelle, right? And this is another organelle, and this is another organelle. Organelle means the small structures which are present in the cytoplasm. Some may even you can find in the nucleus also. Okay, overall you can find in the cell with a definite shape and function. We can call them as organelles. And when I draw like this, you cannot find any difference because all are like same. Now I said that now they have you observe carefully, then you can find a red color. Just for example, I'm telling red color. It will be visible. Red colored membrane. Then you can observe. Sir, I'm not able to find. Yes, you are not able to find now. You just see now. Now you can separate these two organelles do not have any membrane, and now in the center it has a single layered membrane around it, right? And when you focus again, now you observe. Now tell me, if I consider this A and this as B and this as C, in what way can you find the difference between these three? All are organelles. Because I can find A, B, C here itself in the cytoplasm, and everyone having a definite shape and function. So all are organelles, but in what way they are different? In the structure itself. One has, what about this one? No membrane. Okay. One has no membrane, one has single membrane, the another one has two membranes, right? This is what classification. So organelles can be classified into three categories. Number one, membraneless organelles. Note down. Membraneless organelles. Membraneless organelles. Next one. I think you can write no. Single membrane bound organelles. Bound means around. Single membrane bound. Single membrane bound. B-O-U-N-D. Bound organelles. So they have one membrane around them. And these membranes also, they are looking like plasma membrane only. That's why we are not calling it as cell membrane. It is not only present around the cell, even you can find the same kind of membrane around the organelles. Okay, next one, see, what name can you suggest here for the next category? Double membrane bound organelles. Double D-O-U-B-L. Double membrane bound organelles. Right? Do you have any doubts now? Now I am going to focus on membraneless or non-membranous. Anything you can use. Membraneless organelles. That one I could find in the nucleus. I could find in the nucleus, and now it is called nucleus. nucleolus. Note down, ma. This is nucleolus. Don't get confusion. Not nucleus. Nucleolus. Nucleolus, which is present in the nucleus. It is an organelle. And what kind of organelle? Just I am putting A, then you can understand, no? Membraneless organelle. One thing, you have to memorize this. Nucleolus, membraneless. Nucleolus, membraneless. Another one I am putting here, ribosome. Just you write like 8, but upper one should be small and lower one circle should be little bigger. Why I tell you that? Small 8 like structure, you write, and even here also you could not able to find any membrane, because membrane I made with red color, right? There is no membrane here, and so this is also membraneless, and its name is ribosome. 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 Then you can find somewhere here like this. Even anywhere. Actually, they are two in number, but two are together. And this structure is called centrosome. 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 So these three do not have any membrane. These are the three organelles which do not have any membrane. Membraneless organelles means immediately you should say nucleolus, centrosome, ribosome. Even plurals also you can say nucleolus, okay, centrosome, and generally they are present one only. Ribosomes will be more in number. Clear? So what are the examples for membraneless organelles? You come to know these three. You should remember always. Okay. Then we'll come to single membrane bound organelles. So single membrane bound organelles, there are here a few some spherical structures like round. You make it. This is called lysosome. Just one membrane I'll put around it. Lysosome. Lysosome. Lysosomes. Lysosomes. So whenever you get a new term, you have to repeat 3 or 4 times. Lysosome, single membrane bound organelle. Lysosome, single membrane bound organelle. So by that you can learn now itself. Right. Then you can go for one more organelle. It is like, and it is associated with the nuclear membrane. Just it's a network, and just one membrane I'll put it over this single membrane, and this is called endoplasmic reticulum. Generally we call it as ER. Full form endoplasmic PLASMIC endoplasmic reticulum RETICULUM endoplasmic reticulum ER, right? At least two examples we'll see today. For membrane, 3 we have seen. Okay, 3. Well, let us see 3 now. Already we have seen, no, nucleolus, ribosome, centrosome for membraneless, and one more. Let us see. The vacuole is present. Okay, I'll put another. Golgi complex or Golgi body, we say like this. All together only. make the structure like this, and even here this is also covered with a single membrane. Golgi, Golgi, Golgi body, Body, or Golgi complex also we can say it. So now we have come how many? Okay, 1, 2, 3. So lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body. So they are single membrane bound organelles. Right. Now we will come to double membrane. Double membrane, as I said, this is an animal cell. I can show you like this. This is the part. Directly I will put. This is actually mitochondria. Two layers I put. You may feel difficult. It's a simple thing to draw. Just you have to practice. This is mitochondria. Mitochondria, mitochondria. I hope you know this one. Powerhouse of the cell where cellular respiration takes place and produces energy. Hence, it is also called powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria, many are there. You don't feel that everyone is one. Even mitochondria, if the cell is very active, and there will be more mitochondria. Even lysosome number also will be more in some of the cells. Based on the type of the cell, their number will change. This is just a model. That's why we call it as a typical animal cell. Typical. Typical means for understanding, for a demonstration purpose. Right. Mitochondria. Let us see one more. Even nucleus you can find with two membranes, right? Nucleus, but can I consider nucleus as an organelle? Here is a big confusion. See, organelle. Organelle means we have seen that microscopic cytoplasmic structures with a definite shape and function. As here, the nucleus is controlling each and every part. No, so one specific position to be given. So generally, few people may consider this as one of the organelles, and few people may not consider this as an organelle. Okay, we can consider this is an important controlling part of the cell, which is covered with two membranes, double membrane you can find, and mitochondria you can find two membranes. And if you find, if you observe plant cell, there you can, especially you can find plastids, plastids, plastids. Plastids are absent in the animal cell, they are present only in plant cell. In this, one of the varieties you know very well. One of the varieties of plastids is chloroplast. Hope you know very well. An important organelle which can perform photosynthesis, right? Where chlorophyll is present. Very good. Right. So you can directly take chloroplast, but don't draw in the animal cell. Just separately, you can example you can write chloroplast, which is a double membrane bound organelle. Chloroplast. Plastids are of three types actually: leucoplast, chloroplast, and chromoplast. Just note down, plast is three types. Leuco, Leuco. Leuco means white. They are white in color. Leucoplast, chloroplast, and chromo. 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 Chromo means colorful. With you can see, the plants, even fruits and flowers will be with attractive colors. That means they have chromoplast. Inside the root and stem, most of the plant parts are white in color. They are leucoplast, where you can find leucoplast. In the leaves, they are green in color. Whatever the parts which are green in color, they definitely will be having chloroplast. But they can interchange. Chloroplast may change into chromoplast. You can find mango, raw mango. It is green in color. Once it ripes, it will get yellow color. So that means chloroplasts change into chromoplasts. Even tomato, raw tomato, that is even chilies, they are green in color. Gradually they'll change into red or orange colors because chloroplasts may transform or change into chromoplasts. Okay, so just for our understanding here, for double membrane bound organelles, you can write mitochondria and chloroplast. Even if you want to leucoplast and chromoplast also can be added. Or simply you can say mitochondria and plastids. Plastids are found only in plant cells. Any doubts? Any doubts here? So now we have seen how many types of organelles. Once let us check. Nucleolus, centrosome, then ribosome. Single membrane, membraneless organelles. Membrane. So three and everything three, almost nine we have covered. Right. Now, in brief, we see the functions. Just an idea. Nucleus, it is a controlling point. Just you note down brain of the cell. Then nucleolus, just there, note down quickly. Nucleolus, put in a hyphen and write. It produces ribosomes. Nucleolus produces ribosomes. Or simply we can write ribosome synthesis. The word synthesis means preparation, making. Right? Right, ma? So ribosomes production or ribosomes synthesis. They'll ask some questions. Which acts as a ribosomes factory? Then nucleolus, it can produce. Then we'll come to ribosome. Then ribosomes, it will help in the production of formation of proteins. So then you can write protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. Synthesis again and again, I need not say. Means making, building. Ribosome synthesis by nucleolus. Protein synthesis by ribosomes. We need proteins. No, proteins are the building blocks which are essential for the growth. Growth is possible when the proteins are accumulated inside that we can get from different kinds of food materials, but plants can make in their own. Okay, nucleolus, the function is ribosome synthesis. Ribosome's function is protein synthesis, and centrosome, this will help in cell division. Cell division. Right? This topic is very important. These terms will continue till 12th. So, membraneless organelles we have completed. Clear? Any doubts here? Now, Navika, what about you? Navika, are you here? Okay, all right. Are you here means you are telling no? Okay, for doubts, no doubts. Okay, right. Let's come to single membrane bound organelles. Single membrane bound. We'll start with lysosome. You know, in lysosomes, a variety of enzymes, more than 30 types of enzymes are present in the smallest organelle. All can break a complex food into simple food materials. So digestive enzymes are present. So the digestion happens where inside the cell, because it is present inside the cell, it can perform digestion. So the digestion inside the cell, such a digestion is called intracellular digestion. Note down. Intra, I-N-T-R-A, intracellular, C-E-L-L-U-L-A-R, cellular digestion. Intracellular digestion. Okay, it will break. But the enzymes never come out. If they come out, what is going to happen? It will kill all the parts by accident. If this membrane ruptures, then the enzymes are spilled out. Automatically, entire all organelles it will digest. Then what do we? Then can cell be alive once the lysosome breaks? No, then what do you? Cell itself is dying. So what do you call if myself if I die? If I put some attempt to kill myself, what do we call it? Some people, if they get huge problems, that and this, what they do? They commit. They arrange themselves for their death. What do you call it? See, if a person, some person, he got huge problems, then he don't like to live. He want to die. He may hang himself or he may put a knife in his stomach or something he will do. What do we call this act? It's an illegal act. What do you call it? Suicide, right? Suicide. Here, like, that's right. Lysosomes are called suicidal bags of the cell. Suicidal bags. Because once if it ruptures, generally, if some of the organelle may not function, then it no need to be there. It doesn't function, then immediately it will digest it. If entire cell becomes old, then it can digest entire cell also. So that's why it is called suicidal bag of the cell. Right. Then we have completed from single membrane bound organelle, one of the organelles. Now let us consider endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, it is it no I have drawn only little because it occupies entire space in the cytoplasm. It will help in the intracellular transportation material from nucleus to outside, I mean nucleus to cytoplasm, cytoplasm to nucleus, and moving of substances from one place to another place within the cell happens through the endoplasmic reticulum. So you can write intracellular transportation. Intracellular transportation. Even at certain places, you can find ribosomes also over the endoplasmic reticulum. If ribosomes are present, we can say it as rough ER. If and ribosomes are absent, then we can say smooth ER. Rough ER, smooth ER. Actually, the function of ribosome. What is the function of ribosomes? So if ribosomes are present over the endoplasmic reticulum, then we call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Because of ribosomes, even it can make protein. So protein synthesis. Rough endoplasmic reticulum involved in protein synthesis because ribosomes are present. Then smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it will help in the synthesis of lipids. Lipids means fats. Synthesis of lipids. Or simply you can write lipid synthesis. Lipid synthesis. Whereas here, protein synthesis. Intracellular transportation is common for both rough ER and smooth ER. All three functions we can write. Intracellular transportation, protein synthesis, lipid synthesis. When you come to endoplasmic reticulum. Golgi body. This Golgi body helps in the formation of lysosomes. Lysosomes are produced from Golgi body. There are many functions, and even it will help in the production of various cell secretion. It is involved in cell secretion means something when you cut any one of the parts of the plant, a few plants, it may produce some gum-like substance or milk, white fluid-like substance. then this process is called cell secretion, and that is because of Golgi body. Golgi body. Cell secretion. Just you note down. Cell secretion. Even lysosomes production also you can write. Cell secretion and lysosomes formation. Lysosome formation. So hope we have completed, right? Single membrane bound organelles, lysosomes, intracellular digestion, endoplasmic reticulum, intracellular transportation, protein synthesis, lipid synthesis, and when you come to Golgi body and cell secretion and lysosome production. Right. Now let us come to the double membrane bound organelles. Mitochondria, you know, it's the powerhouse of the cell. It produces energy by aerobic respiration. And chloroplast, that you know, photosynthesis. Chloroplast helps in photosynthesis in making food material. Right, this is about a brief structure of an animal cell. Even when you come to plant cell, just another structure is present over the plasma membrane, which we call cell wall. Cell wall is present. Along with that, we can find plastics also. That's all. And even one more structure is present, which we call vacuole. It is large enough in the plant cell. Animal cells generally they are absent. If they are present, very small. Vacuole. Vacuole means you can say that it's a dumping yard, waste disposal. Vacuole, which is present only in the plant cell. Right? If you consider prokaryotic cell, these all organelles are absent except ribosomes. If you consider bacteria, no doubt, it is very, very important. First thing, prokaryotic cell means you know that only plasma membrane you can find, cytoplasm you can find, and genetic material you can find. Nucleus, nuclear membrane is absent. All membrane bound organelles are absent, no doubt. Membrane bound organelles are absent in prokaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, you cannot find any membrane bound organelle. Bacteria, if you find, there you can find this organelle, ribosome. Ribosome, only the organelles present in the prokaryotic cell is ribosome. Very, very important point. But the type of ribosomes are different. Generally, we call it as 70S ribosomes in prokaryotic cells. In eukaryotic cells, we can find 80S. S for Swedberg, we can use the term as a measurement for the size of ribosome. Note down, 70S ribosomes are present in prokaryotes or prokaryotic cells. 80S ribosomes are present in eukaryotic cells. Okay. That's all for today's session. Do you have any doubts? So, okay, note down each and every point. Later, if you get any confusion, watch the recorded video. Okay, children, have a nice day. Meet you later in the next video. Bye.